A plan to close Tent City was developed by the City of Dallas and the Metro Dallas Homeless Alliance. The plan is to clear out the 4-block homeless encampment by early May while being mindful of the health and safety of the residents. Those working to close the camp are dedicated to minimizing trauma while maximizing available housing alternatives.
And people are just moving out because they know they need to get out of here. Just in the paper today was saying May 4th was going to be when we have to get out of here. And they're not sure what the city of Dallas is going to do. It's kind of like I guess they were dragging their feet on it, but still, it's like, man, it's like, what do you want to do? You know, it's like, you got 200 homeless people you want to, and plus, there's got to be another 100 people or 200 people in the city that don't stay down here that need housing. They don't want to go to shelters. They don't want to go to rehabs. They just want to be out on their own. If there's some way you can make something happen.
Homelessness. You know, that's something that usually we don't like to talk about. But I've noticed that more and more in news stories, in cities from sea to shining sea, and all across the fruited plain, stories about the homeless seem to be leading the news. But what about Dallas? With its 1 foot in the past, while its skyscrapers challenge the future? Even City Hall, with its jutting chin, aggressively waits to challenge whatever problems might face us. Do we have a problem with the homeless? Well, do we? Here I am kind of at ground zero. You see, right behind me, that's where the Cedars is. Right over there, that's where Farmers Market is. And right up there is Deep Ellum. Basically areas that are experiencing regentrification. And as the people are moving in, they were pushing the homeless and transients out. Where did they go? They went to a place known as Tent City.
I recently got my tent burned down by some Aryan Brotherhoods because I didn't want to affiliate with them. I got a broken thumb, got cracked rib. Why? Can I drink? I'm drinking. And that's something I ain't done more than 10 years. Not like I'm doing now.
Yeah, people who feel like they own part of this bridge. You know why? It's they don't have anything else left.
You know, people started staying, and they weren't chased off, and then some of them got tents, and then, at the end of last summer, it was, I don't know, I think the population was about 60. A few months later, the city of Dallas put in
the dumpsters and porta potties. They kind of enable this community, and I don't think they should allow it.
More and more people came to live there. Before too long, it stretched for about a third of a mile, and it had a population of around 300 people.
When you allow this many people to live in this small of an area, they start to govern themselves in ways that looks more like Lord of the Flies or the Hunger Games. You have a lot of violence out here. I've been crawling under bridges for 15 years, and I've never seen a place that has such a high level of crime, high level of sex trafficking, human trafficking, and drug trafficking out here. And I know too many people that get hurt. I know women that get assaulted here every single day.
I mean, we got thieves, we got murderers, we got everything else down here. They called me out. 3 of them were going to jump me, and I said, I'll tell you what, I'll take the baddest one of you on first and go from there, but don't come at me at threes. They threw all my stuff in the garbage. These clowns burnt all my stuff up, so I have to start from Jump Street again. What am I going to do? They've been promising us vouchers and getting us housing. Why am I still here? I mean, I should be an easy case. I should be out of here. I have PTSD because a man I dated tracked me down 2 years later and tried to kill me with a pickaxe. and I can't get the help I'm looking for. I go everywhere. I beg, I scream, I yell, help me, help me. Nobody, why am I still down here with no tent now because they burned it down? No clothes except what I have on my back. I don't get it. I mean, I gotta do what I do. And I don't let things beat me often. I'm at the point now where this is really beating me. It's really starting to beat me down. I cry all the time, and I don't cry normally, so I don't know. You know, I do the best I can do, but I will survive it.
A lot of folks out here struggle with addiction, and there's dealers that line the streets at night. And if you care about homeless people, you should care that they're being exposed to a lot of violence and crime. The more we can get people to live in less concentrated places, the less likely she is to get assaulted every day.
Well, I set off starting to write a story about sort of the growing tensions between the newcomers downtown, the new homeowners downtown, and the homeless. Once you sort of start writing about that, you're sort of, it's not too far of a jump to sort of wander a half mile over and realize that there are a couple hundred people living under the bridge in third world conditions.
So some of these guys out here I've known for almost 15 years. I mean, these are chronic homeless individuals, right? It's not a new gig. And many of them have been in housing multiple times. A lot of the housing programs in Dallas have holes in the floor and guys just fall back out. They don't provide any of the services somebody needs. You take a guy that's living out here and may not be using toilet paper and hasn't eaten a square meal in a long time, and you're giving them an apartment and you just expect everything to get better. It's just not going to happen without a huge army of wraparound social services. It's just not going to happen. We try to teach these groups that come out and pull up their trucks and dump off piles of clothes that's not a good idea. But in fact, a lot of the times that hurts people. It doesn't help people. It enables them. It's a bad idea. And you show up with a truckload full of shoes and give them to people that already have shoes and don't need shoes. And so what do they do with the shoes? And you don't see shoes laying around, so what do they do with them? Well, they trade them for drugs and sex. So you just fuel the economy of the drug trade and sex trade. We want to see people be permanently transformed. I'm a pastor. I think that happens through the church getting actively involved in their life for them to be part of a healthy community of people that care about them. And we're not trying to shove Jesus down anybody's throat, but we're trying to love people where they are in their community. We provide a lot of resources to the homeless. We produce the book that everybody uses. It's our book. Have you seen it? So this is what there's my pocket, there it is. This is what the police department uses. This is what all the hospitals in town uses. The VA passes this out. This lists the top 50 most accessible service providers in town. So it starts off with the crisis numbers you hope you never have to call. Domestic violence, rape, suicide, VA stuff. And then it's got a message from us and what we do every day and our weekly schedule. And then it lists where can you eat every day for free in Dallas. And so this lists different places in the schedules where you can eat for free every single day in Dallas. And then it lists the detoxes and the HIV clinics and the pregnant. Every one of these nonprofits use this. Every hospital in Dallas gives these out. Cops carry these. The Dallas Public Library gives these out. I mean, this is the go-to reference if you're homeless of where to go today for help. It's the top 50 places. It's printed on special paper, so if it gets wet, the ink won't run, the pages won't stick. It's larger fonts because we know 75% of the people we serve are over 40. And then we launched an app last year on the iPhone, and now we also have the Android version as well. So this is our app. The app tells you kind of what's going on with us today, but more importantly, it lists, where can I eat today? So today is Thursday. Here's all the different places that serve meals today on Thursday in Dallas. And each one of these, you can click a button and say how far away. I'm 1.4 miles away from that one. I'm 0.4 of a mile away from that one. And there's just not enough housing in Dallas. And that's a bill of goods that keeps getting sold. We're going to sign people up for housing that doesn't exist. And even the housing that does exist has major problems in it. It's just a mess.
My girlfriend that we lived together for 4 years got ill in 2012 and passed away within just a few days of getting ill. We'd both had trouble as far as money the prior 12 to 18 months, we were both either underemployed or unemployed. And she passed away, and then I had to deal with the family and a roommate that stole almost all my personal property at one point in time. And I didn't have any choice from there. It was a done deal.
Well, I got accused of stealing something at work that I did not steal, and I got fired and basically ended up at a homeless shelter downtown Dallas.
What do you think it's like being homeless in Dallas?
It's terrible. It is absolutely terrible. There's no way out of it. It's all a bunch of mixed signals, bad scheduling, theft, all kinds of stuff goes on in the homeless world that never really gets to the police because just nobody cares.
I've been down here about a year, or over a year. Over a year now. I mean, it's went from right here. There's used to be like 6 tents in this area, and then it turned to when the state fair came down, they shut it down, and then shut down other camps, and then it turned to like 300 camps.
Have you ever met Paul?
The mayor? Does he have white hair? Yeah, I met Paul. They call him the mayor. I don't know why they call him the mayor. He doesn't know why either, but he likes to keep things organized. Like you'll see him sometimes, and you know, Tent City is just this ashen dirt, but he has his little place, and he'll like sweep it up, and he's got his bike there, and sort of, you know, made a little life for himself.
Very organized.
Yeah. Now you look at some of these other tents, it's like, looks like hell broke loose in there. I'm not a scumbag. I'm clean. It's like, I'm homeless. Damn it, I don't need to be unkept.
He was a mechanic back in the day up in Kansas, and then, you know, lost his job, moved in with some friends to sort of help take care of their elderly relative. The relative died, and you know, he didn't have anywhere to go. He wound up in I think Sherman with his friend, and then you know, one time he got drunk, got thrown in jail, thrown in rehab. They dropped him off down at Tent City.
Now City Square, they help a lot. The Bridge, they help a lot. That's the only facilities that I know really that I've been with. They will help.
He was one of the few people in Sin City who would have been able to sort of get a housing voucher that I talked to, which, you know, theoretically lets you move into anywhere in the city, but most landlords won't take housing vouchers. And he finally found one after 3 or 4 months of searching who would take his housing voucher, but then they discovered he had a lot of unpaid tickets for public drinking, so they said, no, we're not going to lease to you. Last I heard, a couple of weeks ago, he'd found an apartment and was getting ready to move in.
And I got my voucher, and I was able to find an apartment. I'm blessed. It's not an easy process. It's not an easy process. It's not like you get a voucher, no, you got an apartment. No, you got to search. You got to do that. Safe, pretty much, you know. They had a murder down there and this and that. They got rid of all the after they got rid of all the bad people out here. It's been safe. So I'll grant them on that. If I can lay my head down, you know, I feel safe going to sleep. Nobody messes with us. We're all a community, and the thing is, right down here, everybody wants. You guys can't be over there. They want to help you. You got something? They'll help you. They'll help you. Nobody wants to be down here. That's the thing. It's almost like a Woodstock back in the 60s, or, you know, like a commune or whatever. You know, everybody wants to help everybody. 90% of the people just, hey, you know, you show up, you need a bottle of water? Hold on, I got a bottle of water. You got the 50 cent? Yeah, I may have 50 cents. But nobody has any money down there because we're all broke. But it's just a thing like that. You know, I'm cold. You know, here's a sweater. And just give it to people. That's the thing that happens down there. It's That's the way it rolls down here. There was a bad element down there. And they all ran off. We only got one bad element here. And it's like right over there. And it's drug. He's like the drug king down here. So he could like, when I hear him whistle, that means he's calling his boys. Someone's gonna get beat. It's like, no, man, so fuck that, man. Now today, like I said, I got a scar right here, I got a scar up here, and they were just beating the shit out of my friends. It's like, man, I come out of tent, it's like, I have a girlfriend in the tent, it's like, axe handle, come out, it's like, what the hell's going on? Bam, a chain, bam. That's where I got all this, you know. I told my girlfriend, run. It was all racial. Because my girlfriend was black at the time. She said, just run. And they said, you talking about us niggers, this and that? You got a nigger in the tent. I said, run. Yeah, I mean, that's what was going on down here. Now the killings, that's like a year later. His name's Valentine, and he's been linked. He killed a woman that I knew. That was kind of a friend of mine. It was a shame. She didn't do that.
I've had women come up like on Christmas Eve or something, say, "Hey, come stay with me, because I'm scared and I need a man around." And I go, "Well, I don't think that's a good idea." And end up there, in a dumpster the next day.
Why? Because a stabbing, a cut, and all that right there. There's been what? 2 killings, 3 stabbings over here. You know what I'm saying? Okay, 2 killings, 3 stabbings. All they're trying to do is live in peace and harmony, man. Trying to live in peace and harmony. That's all they're trying to do.
Yeah, when I first got here, there was a girl over that way, and I did CPR and everything, and man, she didn't make it. So there are people who die, but let me tell you something. This is like the back in the days when the gold hunts, happened, and people were, and they all had tents and everything back then in the 1800s, and everybody. If anybody's killing each other, they're just killing each other. That's it. They're not taking it out to the public or anything. And I hate to sound that harsh, but in reality,
They're thugs. There was a thug thing going down there. Everybody get rid of it. There's a little bit of a thug thing going over there, but not as bad because they know we're getting shut down. I want a life. I want a fucking real life. I want a real woman. I want to be a real boy. So, I know it's gonna happen. I got my shit together, so it's gonna happen. And I didn't, I really didn't want to tell you that side of the story, but shit like that. You get people just shit, man. You get other people just they all fucking strung out, done out, fucked up, this and that. And they would just wait. And they walk around just like zombies. And some people are just zombies walking around here. That's what's saying. It's like, don't you have anything to do? It's like, come on, get a life. I'll go to Clydewarren Park. I got my bike. I'll go to Clydewarren Park. Do you see that? I'll go to Clydewarren Park. I'll go uptown. I want to deal with like real people. Conversate. What's going on today in the world? This, that, yeah. These people just, where are you getting your next fix? What are you doing? Oh, we got so hammered last night. Yeah. It's like, fuck that, man. It's all off the record. I mean, on the record, off the record. Who cares, man? I don't give a shit, man. This is what happens down there. I can't tell you anymore. Unless just hang out and just film what's going on.
Now, are you supposed to turn over your tent when you get ready to leave?
No, I'm just leaving. Hey, it's been a year. I mean, I don't want to drag this thing into my... I don't want to camp anymore. I'm one of the lucky ones, probably, that have gotten out.
You have those who are out here who are really struggling, trying to make it 24/7 a day. Don't even get food stamps, don't even get government benefits. You know, just think about that. You ask need people to leave, you know, that's something to think about, man. Just like telling a homeless man, hey, man, a drunk man, hey, get off the curb, man, give me the beer, man, jump off the cliff. You know, I mean, this is real talk. You know, I'm speaking for Dallas, period, for my people, because I'm homeless. Yeah, I'm homeless. But guess what? Jesus said that the poor you will always have among you. Right or wrong? Hello? Jesus said the poor you will always have among you. So guess what? I'll always be among you people. Huh? But this is how you do me. Feel me?
For the eviction itself, Dallas had a plan that seemed ideal. Basically, as the encampment covered 5 city blocks, they'd close down block by block. And the very first block they closed seemed ideal. The people there were almost gone before the news media outlets got there, making it seem like this whole ordeal would be a simple, easy experience. Even though the first part of the eviction may have gone along smoothly, the same can't be said for when they evicted Sections 2. For Section 2 held, well, let's just say a tougher element. In the confusion caused by the shutting down of the phases, I was able to get some good interviews despite the chaos.
There's some artists, there's some people that try to do some artwork in here, paint some crosses on the walls or something. Like those who want to do the cleaning, get them a blessing or a plate or something, you know, or something. Get some paint cans or something, just because it's like living in this is a dream place for. Maybe angels will even want to come stay here. They can't just close it down to the angels too.
I have my apartment up in northeast Dallas. No, I'm just excited. I'm ready. It's like I want to get out of here. I've been ready. When they said, boom, I got that apartment, I'm like, oh, it's go time. Let's come on. It's like I was trying through all my sources to see if we could speed it up, saying, you know, hey, this guy's got an apartment, you know. Can't we rush some things? But you know, that's red tape probably, so it didn't work. You get sucked into life down here, as you can any place. For a while there, I found myself just kicking myself in the ass just to get out, because you know it gets depressing at times. But now, like I said, they give you a little bit of that little light at the end of the tunnel. Now my light's shining good, so I'm gonna make the best of this. That's the thing. Make the best of this. Cause I can't go much lower, except for sleeping without a tent. So.
Hell no, we ain't going into the shelter to keep them at home. They abuse us down there in the shelter. and they want to run everybody out of Tent City and into a shelter. We're not getting anything. Why won't you and your cameras go on the inside and see what's going on? Why are you not going in the building and seeing what's so scary while the homeless people don't want to go on the inside?
And that's why I came here to City Square. It's not really a shelter. It's more of a place that offers opportunity.
Tent City, people who live there now feel like it's their only option, and they deserve much better than what they're getting. But it's a very difficult problem. We need more housing. We believe in housing first, which is a philosophy that says get people into housing, and then from that basis of stability, work on their problems. Homeless people who are given respect and the right options, the vast majority, almost 90%, do really well. There's a 10 to 13% group that is so weakened, so vulnerable, in some cases so ill, they need much more, and we try to provide that as well. But housing first works. So the solution to Tent City long term, and the solution for the problems associated with homelessness in Dallas, long term, is to develop more housing for them to live in. The cottages at Hickory Crossing is a very special project. It intends and will house 50 of the most expensive persons to Dallas County. By that we mean those who use the public health system, inpatient, outpatient most, those who use the mental health system, inpatient, outpatient, those who use EMS services the most, those who use the county jail the most because they're homeless. We know by name the top 300 most expensive homeless persons to Dallas County. They average costing the county over $40,000 a year each. We'll be able to provide in the cottages great housing, platinum LEED certified housing, concierge services, high-touch, engaging concierge services, mental health services, and 24/7 security for significantly under $15,000 a year. So the cost benefit is obvious, and so in this case, doing the right thing turns out to be the best thing, which is typically the way things work. Thanks to the Dallas Housing Authority, we have 50 site-based housing vouchers that are attached to the property. So a person who moves into a cottage will assume one of those vouchers that will pay the rent. Their obligation will be to pay 30% of their income toward the housing. If that's $10 a month, then they pay 30% of $10. If it's $680 a month, they pay 30% of that.
As you can see across the street, these are the cottages. And so the cottages are opening here in the next month, sometime in May. And they are 50 units of permanent supportive housing. And so permanent supportive housing basically means that it's your home. And so it's not a shelter, it's not a program. You move in, and our rules are that you be a good neighbor and you respect us. And if you can do those things, then you get to stay. The reality is shelters are not a sustainable solution for fighting poverty because you don't stay in a shelter long enough to save up and get your own place. And what happens is that people just end up back on the street in the same place they were before they came in. And so permanent supportive housing says that you come as you are, addictions, background, anything that you have, we accept you as you are, and because we believe that it's a basic human right for everybody to have their own home. No one should go to sleep at night worried about their personal safety, and there's nothing more vulnerable than sleeping on the street or sleeping under a bridge.
We started out of a church. The Preston Road Church of Christ was the founding congregation, but now we work with all kinds of churches and faith organizations. We've also had folks from Jewish synagogues here. We've had Muslim groups come to work. We're open to anybody whose faith brings them into the intersection of pain in the lives of people. And we're not here to proselytize or to impose our worldview on people. There's none of that going on. But people of faith are drawn to this place because they see the difference that they're able to make by volunteering here. The cottages across the street that we mentioned, the churches contributed right at $700,000 to that project. The church is led by Highland Park United Methodist Church and Preston Hollow Presbyterian have furnished all the apartments, all the houses. There's a church that the Highland Park United Methodist Church just planted here called Church at the Square, and of course that's open to anyone.
After this meeting, one of the representatives from this neighborhood, someone who's known as being not a friend of the homeless, shall we say, it's been in the paper quite a bit, on TV quite a bit, she came up to me and we had this discussion, and at one point she said, you know, you probably shouldn't tell stories at these meetings. You probably shouldn't share people's stories, because everyone has a story, and when you say it, people kind of zone out and don't care. And getting housed is an act of courage. Changing your circumstance is an act of courage, no matter where you are. Any major change in your life takes faith and hope and courage, and those are dangerous things to believe in. But Eddie got housed. So I shared that story to teach them a lesson. Yes, that dangerous thoughts, they don't really want help, which leads to we don't have to give it to them, which really is just a way of people being lazy and not wanting to help and having a made-up excuse. So I wanted to shut that rumor down.
What we're attempting to do today is close down the last two sections of Tent City. We're basically a social work unit, a mental health-based social work unit. So what we're doing is we're closing down the area using caseworkers only. We haven't had to engage any police officers other than the fact that they've been there for security and cover.
I'm trying to see what happened, why everybody down here now when we needed job, when they needed help. And we were trying to tell you the situation about the drug situation and all that going on. Understand what I'm saying? That's when you should have been down here when they had all this drug activity going down here, when the people needed help. So I just want to know where everybody was then. I want to ask you the same thing, where y'all was.
It's been 6 months since the eviction. We're about to get hit with a cold snap. What happened? Well, the homeless simply move on to the next bridge and form another encampment. The Opportunity Center at City Square continues to remain vibrant and vital.
As of right now, we have 33 of our 50 folks moved in, and we're moving more in all the time. So far, things have been great. So we've seen this really interesting adjustment of folks taking ownership, and that's been wonderful. For our homeless neighbors, there's hope. We're going to keep doing things like this because all of you deserve housing, all of you deserve dignity and a chance to share your gifts and graces with the world. And to Dallas, to the rest of Dallas, I know that some people are incredibly excited about this. Some are skeptical, and that's great. Keep us on our toes. So this is one of our cottages. So when the cottages opened and folks from here started attending church, not everyone does, but a lot of folks have come over and been to several church services. And we have a testimony each week. Somebody gets up and shares how God is at work in their lives.
Yeah, the week before Thanksgiving, I moved into a cottage across the street. That's my joy, that now I have a regular place every day. My concern is that I still am a lot John in the flesh, and I still struggle with addictions and other worldly things, you know. John in the flesh would rather be on the corner hustling and feeding my addiction, but God has seen different in me. You know, I'm still trying to find my niche, my way to serve, but I wish y'all would pray for me to help keep working with that addiction.
I also want to add that you worked really hard to get yourself into that cottage. We're thankful for that.
I'm just concerned. I mean, God works in mysterious ways. I just see these different signs. I bring me closer to Him. I can feel Him in my heart, you know, when it pumps. I don't know how this works. I don't know my purpose, but I know He leads me the right way. It might be gradually, but thank you, God. Thank you.
And a lot of folks from here are very eager to stand up and say, I've been where you're at, I've dealt with the addiction, I've dealt with the jail, I've dealt with the beatings, I've dealt with the prostitution, and now I'm housed. Arthur, yes, sir.
I do have a joy right now, and that is that I started a new job this past Friday. And my concern is for all the people that are homeless around this area. Hopefully they will find the housing or employment or whatever it is that they need, as well as any problems of addiction, alcohol, tobacco, whatever. Hopefully that they will get through this also, and hopefully they will find a home also and a cleaner life for 2017.
Cottages has really become, it's always been a place of hope, but now that hope has a literal and physical address, and people get to share those stories, and it's been a wonderful thing.
Walker and his ministry continue to offer a hand out as well as a hand up to its neighbors, while lines continue to circle around the shelters. What then can be done? Well, perhaps Jonathan Grace provides a possible solution to the social reality of homelessness.
The problem is, the way to solve things like Tent City is to get people housed. Dallas does not have enough housing, is not devoting enough resources to housing individuals. A lot of the response I hear is just get a job. It's hard to hold down a job, much less get it, if you don't have a place to shower, if you don't have access to food. So we need more housing, and we don't need to have this attitude of, yes, housing, but not in my neighborhood. If we want to end homelessness and want to shut down Tent City properly, we need people to advocate for more housing to be built in their neighborhood, for more job opportunities for people with criminal records and without a job history, and for more housing for people with these same issues.
When I talk, I say too much. Little me is more than enough. I don't mean nothing bad, but I play too rough. Maybe I'm just hard to love. God, I must be hard to love. But I walk around here anyway. I should go, but I stay and I stay. 'Cause I don't have